What's up, man?
What's going on, family?
How you doing?
You know, chill.
All right.
Happy to be here with
We
you.
back again with Faith in Action, Alabama. You know, and I'm a part of this organization. I had the opportunity to be a part of this organization, and I thank them for giving me the opportunity to talk to the people in the community. But Faith in Action, Alabama is a multiracial organization, and who is building enough power to dismantle racial discrimination and racial systemic and organizations, and I'm just here, man. And so what's been up?
Working, man. Trying to see what we can add value to.
Okay, cool. Well, just want to let everybody know this is Brian Thomas.
Yes, sir.
I've been knowing this man right here for quite a while. I think I met Brian when he was about 13 years old.
Yeah.
And through another friend. And I was like, who is this dude right here talking this big talk? I was like, this dude talking a big talk like he was a grown man. And he was about 13 then. But Brian has always been very outspoken since I've known this man, and he's still the same way. So what's up, man? Go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Oh, man, I'm just from Huntsville, Alabama. We lived all over the country, but Huntsville is what we call home. Raised on the north side, south side, west side, everywhere around the city, so pretty familiar with everything around here and how it works. Around here, got caught up in a lot of the lifestyles, that aren't necessarily positive, you know what I'm saying? Lived that lifestyle for, a long time. You heard what my story's like. Been in this community, I've sold drugs in this community, I've been a part of violent activity in the community. I've been a part of things that didn't build the community. So when I decided to change all that, 4 felonies later, decided to become active in the community and be a part of the restoration in the community. Help undo some of the things that I did and to prevent people from making the same types of mistakes that I did, which led to me having 4 felonies, serving, years in prison and so forth. Being involved in schools, being involved in community churches, places that I knew needed the development in order to keep people's interest, because I got bored, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I know that's a story for a lot of young people out here today. So I know how to make things attractive, you know what I'm saying? And the truth is attractive, so that has afforded me different talents. So I'm a speaker, I'm an author, I'm an entrepreneur, and I own businesses, and right now I'm even working for a company while I operate a few different businesses. So, we just want to be a part of adding value wherever we happen to occupy for the time that we're there.
Okay. You mind talking about the charges that you got in the past?
Yeah, man, I don't mind. I've had primarily drug offenses and firearm offenses. So, getting caught with guns, getting caught with drugs, long story short. Had 2 felonies that I caught in Georgia, and I served some time in prison for when I was 27 years old, 2010. And then 2013, I caught another 2 felonies and ended up unsupervised probation for one, because it was in Birmingham, and the other was trafficking, as you know. And I ended up fighting that case for 4 years and took it all the way to trial. I was facing 99 years to life. And was blessed to not get 99 years to life, even though according to our sentencing guidelines, I supposedly deserve that. But of course, we don't deserve life incarceration for marijuana. You know what I'm saying? No. On no levels. And I was always wondering, why is it that there could be somebody else with a different skin color with my exact same charge that gets a different outcome in the exact same system than I did? Because facing 99 years to life was a scary thing. And of course, it was predicated on cooperations that I didn't get that time. And of course, we didn't cooperate. Went all the way to trial. We didn't always in the box. And because of the life changes that we've shown, our activity in the community, not just in Huntsville, but nationwide, speaking in schools, speaking in group homes, detention centers, churches, all those places, businesses, and all those things, and becoming a published author and developing mentorship programs in Huntsville City Schools afforded me, instead of the 99 years of life, 3 years. Right? So they put me 3 years, and then instead of sending me to prison, they put me inside a work release. And so after work release, I'm home now, and we were able to do a lot through work release. Uh-huh. So those are the things that ended me up in the trouble that I was in, and just blessed to be here now.
So let's talk about just a few choices that got you here today, sitting on this couch right now. You know, just talk about a few of those choices you had made to just get you here today.
Talk to me. I was in jail one time, as it happens, you know what I'm saying? And it struck me, bro. It's like, okay, you've been living this lifestyle for so long and you've paid so much for it, you know, it has to get to a point where you are the definition of insanity. You keep doing the same thing, expecting to get a different result. So what are you going to do different? And I had an encounter with God. You know, I had a real encounter with God where I know He met me there because I didn't have no distraction. I wasn't running around. And it was just plain as day. I heard it. It was audible for me. It was, hey, you know, life or death, heaven or hell. Amen. Me or the world. You know what I'm saying? Choose that right now. And I was like, it feels serious. And I'm not making this up in my head to hear it. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about what I need to do to get up out of here and make the moves that I got to make because I just, you know what I'm saying, took a little loss. So I said, okay, well, that's you, God. You got to do something for me to really prove that it's you. And I had him give me a direct sign. And I said, I got to choose the sign. You got to do exactly what I say. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not hard-headed. And long story short, he did. You know what I mean? It was no other way around it. You know, I said, let my daddy be the only person that can come and bond me out. Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, I've got partners who own bonding companies. I don't pay money to get bonded out. You know what I'm saying? They just come and get me. I got a lawyer on retainer who can come and get me whenever. I got several friends who have the credentials to be able to bond somebody out. They got jobs, all the stuff you need. And I had the money on me right then that they let me keep. So I'm like, I got everything I need to get out. If God want me to give it up, this is what has to happen. And my dad's the only pick up the phone. So as it happened, nobody picked up the phone when I called them. Not the lawyer, not the bonding company. They're 24 hours. Not my people on standby. One person actually picked up the phone, but they couldn't get what they needed to get in order to get there. Time was running out because I was under investigation from the ABI. You know what I'm saying? The Federal Division of the Alabama Bureau of Investigations. So I'm like, I got to get out of here soon. You know what I'm saying? And so I called Pops. They let me make one more phone call. Called him. He picked up on the first ring. Came and got me, and I gave it up with cold turkey. So that was the first decision. And a long line of decisions that really helped. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
What are some of the challenges?
As far as changing and maintaining or sustaining the change?
I mean, some of the challenges you face.
Oh man, you know, my life was on the line, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was in with the mob, and then we'll call it because it was organized crime. I can talk about it now because the case is over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you know, it was organized crime, and these guys aren't from my area, so I know how this plays out. You know, I've been a part of how it plays out. Just when you got cases stacked up against you, you talk about you want to walk away. Like, what do you mean you want to walk away right now? You know what I'm saying? It's like your face card good. They'll give you what you need to get the money back. What you mean you're done? You got to be cooperating. So of course, you know, we were cooperating, but we just had to change our mind. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know, and so I had to deal with that threat. And they found out, of course, that we weren't cooperating. So they backed off, and I just had to pay them bread. And I was like, I'm gonna get this money. You know, that was another challenge. And then I trust God to get the money. And it was by selling everything that I thought I loved, all the jewelry, all the stuff that you accumulate, you know, that you think defines you because you've been living this lifestyle for so long. Mm-hmm. He had me sell it all, start from scratch. You know what I'm saying? I lost 6 figures in 3 months. You know what I mean? And then all the stuff that I thought I really needed, but I still had excess of stuff after. Like I just sold all the big stuff. You know what I mean? So I had no job. God blessed me with a job. My first job was Little Caesars, and that was the part of it. I had to. You go from making like, you know, $16,000-$20,000 a month on the cool to $200 every 2 weeks is painful. I don't care who you are, that hurts. You know what I'm saying? So it's maintaining the mental fortitude to stay on that path because everything that you ever started on might have started without a path. Like it could be brush there, but the more you walk that brush, the more of a path develops to where it's just clear pathway. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's habit formulation. Right. And so, you know, I just knew that whatever I applied myself to, I would gain momentum in. I would get, you know what I'm saying, traction in. Not to mention, I had so much momentum in the street that what I've done now is like, it's like going upstream on a rapid course, you feel me, like a waterfall. And before you get to the waterfall and fall all the way off, you turn around. All that water is rushing this way. So you got all those things coming at you now, and you've got to literally change the trajectory of the flow. Right. by going this way. So you're fighting up here. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what it was like. I got a few jobs. Things started to really work out. My man hit me, told me he wanted me to come on and share my testimony in churches. I ain't want to do that, but I just told God I do whatever you ask me to do.
Right.
Based on who you're seeing.
Right.
I knew my man was really about that. His name is Jeremy Anderson from Huntsville, Alabama.
Yes.
And I said, okay, let me go ahead and get on and grow. And we started something called the Grace Tour. And we traveled a little bit in 2014 as I was working jobs. I quit it, went full-time with speaking in 2015. We had a full-year tour. And that was a blessing because it kept me out of the same area. I had to get out of Huntsville so much. I was on the road like 3 weeks out the month. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't here to get into a whole bunch of trouble.
Right.
And that was a blessing. So changing the environment is key. Sometimes I still kick it with my boys. I love them. I talk to them on the phone. But if I'm around them, I end up doing, you know what I'm saying? Not because they're influencing me, but because I'm already on that side. I'm trying to now change that. You feel me? So I put myself around different environments so that I could grow differently. And we did that. I became a speaker, became the author. I got married, met my wife while I was on tour.
Right.
You know what I mean? Wrote my book while I was on tour. And started our company. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the plug. And started our company.
And I got his book.
Yeah.
I got his book.
Yeah, and I appreciate that too.
Yeah,
bro.
that book is great.
We're actually relaunching it, man, in February of 2021. I'm going to add some more to it. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
Because part 2 I wrote while I was incarcerated.
I know.
You got to maximize wherever you are. You know what I mean?
Right.
So those are the decisions that I began to make. And becoming a man of God was the greatest decision I ever could have made. So that I could curate and develop the character that he wanted for me to be trusted with what he has for me. You know what I'm saying? And when I saw that, I look at everything like plugs. That's what I look at plug. I'm like, okay, God, you the source. Jesus is the plug. So I need to really do what I can, not in an aspect the same way like regular people to impress you, but to gain your trust. Because you do have to gain the Lord's trust.
Right.
To bless you with whatever he has. He don't want you to make him look bad.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So I just got down with him, man. Got down with him real tough. And he blessed me throughout the years. That's what spared me from that life sentence. The only reason the DA said she spared me and didn't bring my certified paperwork from my prior felonies in Georgia on prison is because of the life change that I made. And she didn't bring them. She had. I've been doing 99 years of life. We'd be fighting that right now instead of me being out right now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And I remember you were just talking about what you said earlier when you was talking. You said that you had to get rid of all your stuff, your jewelry, all the stuff that was expensive, and it just brings me into remind
my God
of the children of Israel when God was trying to make them, and He was telling them to get rid of the stuff that they was worshiping them like idols, and He was like, man, y'all gonna have to strip from this. If you want me to form you into where I'm trying to get you at, I'm gonna need you to get rid of some of this stuff along the way.
And that was because it was holding them back.
Yeah, and when you was getting rid of your stuff at the time, your jewelry and all of that, was you kind of feeling like sad about it?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is it. Anything you worship more than God becomes your God.
That's right.
You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with wearing jewelry. Kings did it. You know what I'm saying? But they don't worship it. You feel me? I got jewelry now, but I don't worship it.
Right.
It's like, hey, that doesn't make me who I am. It doesn't add value to me that way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? These are things that I can appreciate and God will give me to enjoy. But the moment that I place those things above the priorities of God, you got a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That could be anything. You know what I'm saying? That could be people, places, things, food. You know what I'm saying? So, and what the whole scope of the Israelites were is because they would worship images made out of, you know what I'm saying, gold.
You right.
You know what I'm saying? So God's like, okay, I'm trying to shape your mind and develop a real nation, and so I gotta wean you off of this stuff so that you see what really matters.
Well, I totally believe that He was preparing you at that time, bro.
Oh, no
He
doubt
was
about
preparing
that.
you for what you got that's coming in the future. It ain't over yet. You got more things that you're going to have to do, man. But we're going to move on to the next question. And it says, what are your experiences with fines and fees?
Man, I don't know. I probably paid millions. I ain't going to hold you. Not millions, but maybe $1 million over my lifetime. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in lawyer fees. And my restitutions and fines for the trafficking alone was $28,000. Wow. You know what I'm saying? But God is good. I paid that off in 3 years while I was incarcerated.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
$28,000.
28, bro. 28, bro. You know what I'm saying? I paid that off while I was there. So I just, was really like, God, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Fines are things that come from the actions we take. You know what I'm saying? And they pretty much attached to negative sources. You know what I'm saying? Fees are things that you pay that I think add value. You know what I'm saying? Like, but fees are also penalties. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on what area we're talking about. But I've paid heavy fines for decisions that I've made and heavy fees. You know,
Right. Do you think $28,000 is too much?
for sure, for sure. For marijuana for a non-violent crime, absolutely. What do you mean? This is just for your benefit. At the same time, they're taking 25% of every dollar that I made while I was there. So you took 25%, and then you because I'm in the program, you're getting paid already because I'm there, right? In jail. You get paid for my body being present. Then you get paid for me being from working, and you take 25% of my money. Then you go ahead and say, I need also 28 grand. They made hundreds of thousands of dollars off me in those 3 years that I was there.
Man.
True. And this is supposed to be a justice system.
Man.
Talking about that.
It's way far from that.
Far from it.
It's a get paid system.
It's far from it. You know,
Next question is, so what's at stake or what's at risk?
what's at stake and what's at risk? I think what's at stake is being mediocre for me right now. You know what I'm saying? What's at risk is my future. You know what I'm saying? If I remain mediocre, if I stayed in the lane where I'm just working a job to pay bills and die, then my life is only as long or as short as my next bill. You know what I mean? Or as my paychecks. And that's never what we want to be about. Like in the Bible, that you never saw anybody retire. Like the word doesn't exist there because you never stopped working. You know what I'm saying? Functioning. You know what I'm saying? And I think living a mediocre lifestyle, you know what I'm saying, is what our culture has glorified and glamorized, so that you live a life of servitude to something that doesn't ultimately fulfill you. And then at the end of that, you get, 40% of that income that you were making. You feel me? I'm somebody who's going to be focused on always adding value and living out my full potential. Like, it is my plan and my goal to do what God intended for us to do, which was to die empty. You know what I'm saying? To give out everything that He put in you, poured in you while you were here.
Okay. Well, this is our final question, man. If you had a chance to change the laws and to be a part of a movement that would help people like yourself and others get their voting rights back, would you?
Yeah, I mean, and I am. My wife and I've started some nonprofits and we partner with people. Well, absolutely, man, because I don't have my voting rights right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if it wasn't something that was important, they wouldn't fight so hard, obviously, to keep them from us. So absolutely, I'm all about that.
Right, man. But I just want to say, man, I'm glad to have the opportunity to sit down and talk to you.
I appreciate it.
And again, I'm with Faith in Action Alabama, and we are a multiracial organization that is building enough power to dismantle systemic racism. And Brian Thomas, man, I didn't mention this before, but he is the nephew of David Thomas.
Yeah.
Right? And he's one of the singers with the famous gospel a cappella group Take Six. He is the nephew of that. Yeah, and again, I got my man Sean Garner, Ashford Sean Garner. He was our first interview. Come on to the camera, man, and say hey to Faith in Action Alabama. He was our first interview.
How y'all doing?
This Sean, he's
my brothers right here.
Yeah, he's sitting over here with us too. And we just want to thank you, man. I'm gonna get your information and all of that, and some of our leaders are gonna be reaching out to you.
I appreciate it, man.
In the future, man.
Let's get it together, man.
You're right. And I just want to appreciate your time, bro.
Appreciate
all
you. Love, boy. Always.
Much love, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank y'all.